Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, thanks for the organizers giving me the opportunity to present the outcome of the recent education summit. So here uh, I will cover the motivation and goals of the summit and the format and what are the outcomes of the summit. So here, I mean, coming to the motivation, like we have very few opportunities for bioinformatics trainers to work together. As if we take the COSI we are having tomorrow and or this workshop, which are very short and focused, aimed at knowledge exchange and what we are doing now, but not creation of assets. And so we, for our activities, we need standards and guidelines. So we need a dedicated, uninterrupted time to collaborate. So and also we made a tremendous progress in the first summit in Cape Town last year. So we need to continue this activity. This is also the motivation. So we need a dedicated week to focus on these activities. And so COVID kind of an issue, we couldn't have face to face, but we had a wonderful virtual option. It worked quite well. So coming to the goals of the summit, like here, like we have the finalize the version 3, there's the competencies, draft to the paper, and also collect the examples of the framework application and application of these framework to the endorsement of courses and the rollout plan. And also we also invested some time on the Goblet trainer resource portal. And we selected picked up two other topics, like the situation in the setting up the courses in the low and middle income countries. Of course, we had quite discussion today also on the going virtual, and of course, to make network and have fun as well. So our second summit took place 19th and 22nd of May. As I said, it's a virtual event. Initially, it's planned to be hosted at MBL EBI in Kingston. So the colleagues from MBL EBI did all the heavy lifting, organization, and etc. So with the aim to bring all the trainers and educators and to develop the standards and guidelines. So the program wise, we have the first day we focused on the competency framework, and then next day the course endorsement, goblet part, going virtual, and the LMICs part. Coming to the format, we went for the minimal presentation, but a lot of breakouts, working sessions, and a lot of discussion. So now the important part, the outcome of this one. So around the competency framework, we reviewed the competencies, KSCS related to computational biology, computer science, and professional conduct. So here we did the high-level structural changes, and I can say we almost finalized the version 3 now. Here mainly simplified wording, removed a lot of some jargon, sanity checks done, and some competencies were merged. And also we agreed to drop the word academic in order to apply to industry as well. So also we discussed mapping to other competency frameworks, such as in the Engineers Australia, or standards like UK level 7 apprenticeship, or UK national occupation, and retrain code built by Excel, and drafted the V3 framework paper. So the current version of competencies can be found here, and these slides will be available. You can refer. And coming to the, and also we had some discussion on the version for the next version, the wish list and delivery plan. Here we discussed mainly try and map the scientist roles to levels of each competency, and also disentangle KSCS needed at different career stages, and also mapping these competencies to bioinformatics mastery rubric. And also we want to get this framework into mission or human readable format so that we can easily map to the other frameworks, and also to check back with the previous versions, and also make this framework fair. So timeline, we put roughly what we agreed, like 2022 for this version 4, and then move to the course endorsement. So we walked through the forms and the processes designed so far for the endorsement, and also we went through an example course mapping. So here we identified some suggestions for improvement of these forms and processes, and also we are planning to convert this into a web resource, a web so that it can be easily, it's more practical. So here also we discussed some problems and concerns to adapt to different communities and program needs. So as a workout to address this one, so we plan to get input from broader institutional setup communities so that we can address these issues and make the plan. So during these days we collect a lot of notes. So we will use this one to improve these processes and materials in the offline. So then moving to the Goblet Trainer Resource Portal. So here we started with the list of resources compiled in the previous summit in Cape Town. So here we mainly reorganized the content, added a new section to separate content for course organization and delivery, and also like remote repetitive things and fixed broken links, etc. Organized content into best practices, templates, papers, and etc. So now we have better descriptors, and also here we fill the missing gaps in content and templates. And this is what we achieved in the Goblet. Then going to virtual, I mean, today we had quite some discussion on this topic. So here our intention to go for it. So I mean, this territory is quite familiar to some people, but for some it is completely new. So during this session, we explored the different challenges around the issue organization and delivery. I mean, we had also today we discussed time zones, engagement, participation, and technical issues. Also, learning material you need to change, complete in all your material into virtual, and also most important also thing we felt like a human element. That is a bit different. So, and also we had the length and breadth of discussion on the approaches and technologies. We collected a lot of material around this one, and also we also discussed quite a lot on assessment. So previously, today also we had some discussion around exams and assessments, etc. So then, as I said, we collect a lot of material. Then we plan to convert this thing into a guidance and best practices and made available through Goblet Trainer resource material. So this is about the virtual, and then we had a dedicated session on the setting up bioinformatics training in low to middle income countries. So here there are quite some barriers like shortage of bioinformatics training in life sciences and availability of trainers in these countries, language barriers. There are many, we're talking wide spectrum of different countries, and also reluctance of PIs to change, change management. Many people are afraid, fear of bioinformatics, in PIs and students, and also the resources and infrastructure, including internet access that we touched today. Coming to the initiatives, there are, we can say, the two wonderful initiatives headed by, the two brilliant people we are in this session today, Nick and Kath. So there is a H3A Bionet. It's already available in 17 countries. Kibana in 10 countries, and it is and also expanding. So here we focused on the discussed what are the best practices for teaching in these, especially by taking into all these barriers into account. And also a survey has been set up for evaluation of different personas based on the competency framework, especially to find out the gaps and where they're standing in. So as a next steps, I'm going to detect differences between academic and industry-oriented programs, how, especially in the vocational areas, and also plan to contact different national, international societies and associations in these three regions. Like, there are some societies already there. So mainly to gather up-to-date information on the status in those countries. Example, like, collecting life sciences and the programs, what they have, and different demographic data from both students and faculty members, and infrastructures, what they have, what are the needs, what are the different language barriers, and etc. And also and then build a registry so that we'll have clear idea where are the gaps, or how to, then plan properly to help these countries. So, I mean, we have a wonderful participation here. I would say that we have more than 35 people, including organizers. We are close to 40 people, different parts of the world. You can say the program committee and organizers and the participants. So we're very thankful to them. Without them, it's not possible to get these things. So this is the last day with some of them. We took a picture. So yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to take.
Thank you, Venkata. So lots of outputs there from that summit. Again, you can ask your questions in the chat, or you can raise your hand, or if Venkata stops sharing, then I'll see you waving at me. So Venkata, if somebody had to ask you where and when will all of these be available, there's a great set of resources, but is it going to be easily findable to get hold of these resources? What is the timeline?
The V3, the competency framework V3 will be released in, we plan to release for this during the ISMB. It got a bit delayed, and it will be soon, maybe in next few weeks, or maybe summer break. It will be the release, and this material will be made available through the ISCB Education Committee web pages. Yeah, so we will have some descriptions, and mostly turning these things mostly into the web applications to make them easily applicable kind. So there is also some work already going from ISCB. They prepared some material, so we are currently reviewing this information.
Great, thank you. So I don't see any raised hands. I'd be interested just to see you through, not raised hands because that'd be confusing, maybe just through the thumbs up of if there are any people who might want to be accrediting their training or their short courses or their degrees through the ISCB. And these guidelines are being developed. Be interesting to see what the interest is. So you can raise your thumbs, give a thumbs up if you think that might be of interest to you.